We wanted to ensure that we covered as many different hair types as possible. So we had both men and women. We wanted it to be gender inclusive, all sorts of hair lengths from short to medium to long, color-treated hair, chemically processed hair, natural hair, gray hair, dyed hair. In doing so, we hoped that we were able to get as many different hair types as possible.
I'm Christine Zier-Clisette.
I'm Kyra Blackwell.
I'm Rosie Guerin, and you're listening to The Wirecutter Show. What a treat. I have both my pals in the room.
Hey there. Hey there, stranger.
Hey.
Have the three of us been in the same room on an episode in a while? I don't think so.
It's been a minute. Today we're going to talk about shampoo.
Love shampoo.
The first step in many people's hair care routine, and actually can play an outsized role in how your hair ends up looking, how your scalp feels, and generally how you're feeling about your hair.
And the way that you look.
And the way that you look in general.
Yeah, just it can really set a vibe, a tone for the day. We have quite an over-rotation of curly hair in this room. All of us have curly hair, different curl patterns, but because of that, we end up talking a lot about hair care. And Kyra, we're talking like, who should you get your hair cut by? I think, Rosie, you're asking Kyra a lot of questions. I think we're both actually asking Kyra a lot of questions.
But no, it's true. I really do feel like your hair can really set the tone for your day. If you're having a bad hair day, you're probably having a bad day. But what's funny is that we all, even though we have curly hair, we also have very different routines still. And our products vary a lot. But we all swear by our own different things. So it's really a testament to just how unique everyone's hair really is.
And so therefore, our guest is Amanda Rosenthal today. Amanda is a staff writer here on the beauty team, and she wrote Wirecutter's Guide to Shampoos. And so she's going to break down everything we should know about our own hair to find the right shampoo for it, and things you should be considering for your hair in general, and then the things that, of course, aren't so important.
After the break, we'll be back with Amanda to talk about shampoos, how she tested, and what you should look for. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. With us now is Amanda Rosenthal, who's a staff writer on the beauty team who's covered everything from shampoo to lip liners. Some fun facts about her: she sat in a sauna with a full face of makeup just to test setting sprays, and she purchased a scalp camera to determine whether a shampoo really cleans her scalp or not, which is dedication.
Wow.
That sounds terrifying.
It absolutely was.
Well, welcome. It's so great to have you on the show. We're talking all about shampoo today. I think that this is a product that some people think a lot about, some people don't think much about. I want to ask what might seem like a dumb question, but it's very foundational, and I think that it might be surprising to some people. So what is shampoo actually supposed to do? What is the real purpose of shampoo? Why should we be using it?
Not a dumb question at all. Shampoo is a cleanser, and essentially its main job is to remove any dirt, debris, oil, product buildup. It's supposed to create a cleaner and healthier environment for both your scalp and your hair.
And so what are some maybe indications that your shampoo is not suiting you? Is there anything that you should be aware of around how your hair is feeling, how your scalp is feeling?
Oh, absolutely. The first thing that comes to mind is how your scalp and hair actually feel. Are you experiencing any itchiness? Is your hair dry? Do you notice that your scalp is flaking? I think those are some key indicators, as well as also feeling your hair. Do you feel like your hair is super coated with product? Those are ultimately great ways to decide if you're using the right shampoo.
And so then how do you pick the right shampoo for you?
That is the tough question because hair is so personal, and I think there's so many different concerns that come up with hair. Some general advice is figuring out what your biggest concern is. So is your hair super dry? Are you looking to add more moisture and hydration? Are you looking for curl definition? Do you have super fine hair and you're looking to add more volume? Once you figure out your concern, you should also look at what your hair type is.
How do you figure out what your hair type is? That's the real question.
When I spoke with my dermatologist, I also spoke with a trichologist.
What is a
What's that?
trichologist?
A trichologist is kind of between a cosmetic dermatologist and an actual dermatologist, and they specialize specifically in hair and hair growth and scalp care.
Okay.
So what do they recommend in terms of figuring out what your hair type is?
There's multiple ways to do it. So starting off first with the actual diameter of the hair, looking at each individual strand and determining whether you have fine, medium, or thick hair is a great way to start. There's also another way to look at density, which is the number of hairs per square inch. And that could mean that someone who has super fine hair also has super dense hair. Another way at looking at it is the Andre Walker hair typing system. And essentially, there's 4 different hair types from straight to curly and coily. And within those, there's 3 variations. So there's a lot of different ways to look at it. And because your hair is so different from person to person, but also different within your hair, you could have super fine hair on top, but then towards the bottom, it's a lot thicker. I think it's very personal.
Are people supposed to know how to tell the diameter of a hair follicle?
If you're unsure, I highly recommend going to your hairstylist. They work with your hair. They'll know your hair type, or any hairstylist. You could probably walk in and ask, and they'll be able to tell you if it's super thin, if it's medium, or if it's thick. But essentially, if you look at one strand of hair, that's what you're identifying.
My hack is ask Kyra what my hair type is.
Love it. I am not a professional, but yeah, this all does seem very complicated, Amanda. So if you're trying to break it down for a loved one, maybe like your mom or your grandmother or something, what is the simplest, most straightforward advice that you would give to somebody who's just trying to pick a good shampoo for themselves?
Tackle your biggest concern first.
Meaning, like my hair gets super oily quickly, or my hair's too dry, like stuff like that.
Exactly. Or if you're looking for curl definition or volume, I think looking at what you're lacking currently is a great way to determine what shampoo to use.
Got it.
I have a super overly simplistic question. I'm sort of embarrassed to put this out there, but I assume that shampoo, you put your shampoo in, you sort of get it in there, you wash, you rinse it out. I wouldn't assume, even though I know, like when you go to the drugstore, you see 50 different types of things for different whatever. I have been less discerning in the past about picking shampoo because I assume it just needs to cleanse. Like you get it in there, you wash it out. Versus a conditioner where like I'm letting it sit in and I'm hoping it's going to detangle my curls. How is shampoo doing any of these things? Like when you think about problem areas, like what you want to address, how is shampoo like going to give you volume or something?
I definitely think it's a 2-part system. So shampoo is great for helping your hair health. So for example, if you're looking to add volume, but your scalp is super clogged with dry skin, debris, product buildup, you're never going to be able to achieve that because there's so much heaviness there that your hair naturally won't be able to lift.
So it's like clear the slate and then let the conditioner help with these other things that you're trying to achieve.
A lot of shampoos also do contain conditioning agents, not so much for those with fine hair. That's also why, I don't know if any of you have fine hair, but if you notice that fine hair shampoos tend to be clear, whereas more medium and thick hair types, those shampoos tend to have those conditioning agents.
Interesting.
I did not know that.
I didn't know that.
I'm going to have to go back and look at my shampoo because I have fine hair and I use a fine hair shampoo. Amanda, we tend to do some pretty elaborate testing here at Wirecutter just in terms of scope and getting a lot of people involved. So I want to hear about what did you do for this guide? You must have looked at a lot of shampoos because any of us can go into a store and see just like 100 options on the shelves.
Oh, and that is exactly where I started. I went into numerous Targets, CVS, Sally Beauty Salons, Sephora's, Ulta's, alongside also looking online at, usual online retailers such as Amazon and CVS and Target. And originally I spoke with my sources and I asked dermatologists, what should we be looking for in a good shampoo? What makes a good cleanser? Are there any ingredients we should avoid? And after speaking with them, I went to my trichologist and talked to her about hair health and understanding the scalp's microbiome. And Essentially,
We're all looking at you in amazement right now.
Yeah. It's just, you just named a whole bunch of things have never thought to think about when thinking about shampoo.
I mean, it's a lot more complicated. And for some people, they're looking for a good, just easy, everyday shampoo, but you want it to be effective and work.
And cheap.
And cheap. Exactly. So after talking with them, I compiled a list of 92 different shampoos, which is a whole lot. And within those 92, we separated them by hair type because we wanted to ensure that this guide encompassed as many hair types as possible. So once that was done, I went back, I asked Wirecutter staffers for their recommendations, friends, family, along with my expert recommendations, so from hairstylists, derms, and that trichologist. And I was able to sort through and land on 32.
Ooh.
Wow, that's still a lot to test.
Absolutely. And within those 32, we sent them to a preliminary round of testers. Kyra, you actually tested for me, so thank you.
You're welcome. I have thoughts.
And from that, we were able to get a sense of which ones were the top picks. And we sent those to a group of a whole new panel testers. And we were able to then find our picks.
And tell me a little bit about your testers, because everybody, I mean, we all have such different hair, even in this room.
Mhm.
3 of us have curly hair, but totally different curl patterns. Amanda, you have straight hair, but it's not totally straight. It's got some body. Were you covering all these different hair types, I guess?
Covering hair is very difficult, and we wanted to ensure that we covered as many different hair types as possible. So all of our panelists, we had both men and women. We wanted it to be gender inclusive, all sorts of hair lengths from short to medium to long. We also wanted to ensure that we had color-treated hair, chemically processed hair, natural hair, gray hair, dyed hair. In doing so, we hoped that we were able to get as many different hair types as possible for the most amount of people.
Right. And then so also probably pattern too, from the straight to the super curly.
Absolutely. We ended up having testers from 1A to 4B hair.
That's like a description of the curl pattern, right?
Correct. So it's the Andre Walker hair typing system. And 1A is super, super straight hair. And then 4B is coily hair.
Okay, great.
And how many different categories did you break down?
So originally we had a category for fine hair, a category for medium hair, a category for thick hair. All of those are based on the diameter. And then we broke it up into a curly coily category for curl definition. We also wanted to target dry and damaged hair because we know that's a super big concern. And then on the flip side, we also wanted to ensure that we had a shampoo for super sensitive hair and scalp because that's super important as well.
And so what were you actually testing for?
We wanted to ensure cleansing ability. How clean does your hair actually feel? A lot of times people will use a shampoo and notice that it overly strips their hair. You get that squeaky clean feeling.
Yeah.
So we wanted to avoid that. We also tested for sensorial experiences. For some people, like myself, I love an indulgent shower. We want to see, what does the shampoo smell like? Does it have a good foam? Is the texture good? So we evaluated for that. And then we also evaluated for compatibility within hair type because we wanted to ensure if someone was testing a fine hair shampoo but they had curls, it would still work for their hair.
Oh, interesting.
That's
really...
my category, actually. I think me and Christina.
Yeah, we're
fine
same.
hair.
I always thought that I needed curly girl products, and it turns out that that is not the right fit for me. It's usually too heavy, and so I go for fine hair.
That does not
products.
surprise me at all. A lot of curl-defining shampoos tend to have super heavy moisturizers just because of the natural pattern, so I'm not surprised.
How did you figure that out?
We recommend in this guide, we recommend one of the shampoos, I think, from Pattern, which is a great brand. I like the smell. I think Tracy Ellis Ross is the founder of that company, and it's specifically for curly hair. And I tried it, and I was really disappointed because it didn't work for my hair. And then that's when I kind of clicked in that, like, maybe the curly hair products are not what I need, because every hairdresser has always told me that I have super, super fine hair, a lot of hair, but super, super fine hair. And so that's when I started using fine hair products, and it solved the problem.
That's so interesting.
My hairstylist kind of told me the same thing. She was like, your hair is just too thin. And like a lot of the curly shampoos and conditioners, like the ones aimed towards curly hair, had a lot of shea butter and like, really thick, what do you call them? Conditioning agents?
Yes.
And those just ended up making my hair so weighed down. And like Christine, I just noticed as soon as I lightened the load, my curls seemed much happier.
I'm so glad to hear that.
That's really interesting. And it goes back to your point, Amanda, about like figuring out what it is that you want to target.
Exactly. I think that's the way to actually find a shampoo that really works for you and your goals.
So after all of this testing, do you think the pricier the better? Like pricier shampoos, the ones you're going to see at a hair salon, are significantly better than the Walgreens name your drugstore option?
No, not at all. You do not necessarily need to spend a ton of money to get a good shampoo.
What's the cheapest shampoo that you recommend in the guide right now?
I believe it's the L'Oreal.
Okay, there's a lot to digest here, but to quickly recap, it sounds like when you're looking for a shampoo, you really want something that just gets your hair and your scalp health right. You want to make sure that your hair is healthy so that when you put on that conditioner, it's like really doing its job the best that it can do. Before you go shopping for a new shampoo, though, take a look at your own hair and figure out what hair type you have and what your hair really needs, and that'll help you narrow down. When you actually go and try these shampoos, if your scalp is feeling itchy or if you feel like your hair is still too dry or it's just way too squeaky clean, probably means it's not the right one for you and you should continue testing. The right shampoo will make your hair feel healthy and clean without being stripped of its natural oils. Am I missing anything?
I think you covered it.
After the break, we're going to dispel some of the biggest myths about shampoos. Plus, Amanda, you are going to give us some specific recs for different hair types and problems. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Now that we have a general idea of how to pick a good shampoo for your specific hair type, we want to debunk some common myths about shampoos. Amanda, the most common label I see on a lot of shampoo bottles says something along the lines of like sulfate-free. And I know like hairdressers have recommended this to me. What are sulfates? Are they actually something that people should be avoiding in shampoo?
It's funny that you mentioned this because going into this guide, I also thought sulfates had such a bad reputation. I obviously went to my dermatologist and was like, what's up? What's the deal with sulfates? Essentially, sulfates are cleansing agents that are responsible for helping remove any dirt, any sebum, which is natural oils on your scalp. And they have this bad reputation because they are a bit of a harsher cleanser. However, nowadays, most shampoos are formulated with lower concentrations, so they're not actually bad for your hair. In fact, a lot of dermatologists recommended them because they provide a really good and thorough clean.
And so if you're using, let's say, if you're really sticking hard to the sulfate-free options, is there a risk that it actually isn't cleaning your hair all that well?
Yes, definitely. Okay. You could not be removing, especially if you're someone who uses a ton of product, whether that's dry shampoo or hairspray, or you're super active in your lifestyle, you're going to have a lot of oil buildup.
So conversely, does that mean if a shampoo has sulfates, you might be able to use it less frequently?
Potentially. Okay. I think ultimately it depends on your lifestyle, how many products you use, your natural hair type.
But if it's sulfate-free, you might actually need to use it more frequently. Again, dependent on your lifestyle.
Yes, depending on your lifestyle.
So why do they still all have those labels that say sulfate-free on them? I don't think I've seen a shampoo with sulfates in it recently.
A lot of it is marketing jargon. People love to look at shampoos and say, okay, this is sulfate-free. I'm not going to overly strip my hair. But the concentrations nowadays are so much lower. And they've also added in conditioning agents that you're not going to get that.
Okay, so what about shampoos that have ingredients that are supposed to make your hair softer? Like, especially the ones, again, for curly hair, they always tout like argan oil and it's supposed to be super moisturizing. What is the deal with that?
A lot of curl-focused and curl-defining shampoos tend to have a bunch of conditioning agents in them due to the hair type's natural structure. So if you look at it, curly hair structure, it has that S pattern. It makes it more difficult for your natural oils to travel down the path, which is typically why a lot of people with curly hair will experience more oils on their roots, but then from their mid to end lengths, it's a lot drier.
But those oils are actually doing something and working?
Yes, they actually provide a lot more hydration and nourish your curls.
Got it.
How about clarifying shampoos? This is another thing I've seen on labels, and I actually don't really know what they're meant to be or do.
Clarifying shampoos are meant to be used on occasion. They are a harsher cleanser, And they use harsher cleansing agents to thoroughly remove debris, product buildup, oil.
So this is like a heavy hitter type thing.
Yes.
When
And
you
they're
need a really deep cleanse.
exactly meant to be used on occasion.
So this isn't supposed to be your primary shampoo.
No.
Would an anti-dandruff shampoo count as a clarifying shampoo?
Completely different.
Got it.
Because an anti-dandruff shampoo can be used every single time you wash your hair, whereas a clarifying shampoo you wouldn't want to use every time.
What makes an anti-dandruff shampoo anti-dandruff? What is in it that's making your scalp itch less or have less flaking?
There's all these other additives that are meant to help treat the scalp and create a healthy microbiome so that your hair is less itchy, less irritated, less red, and also less flaky. It helps soothe that dryness. A lot of it has to do with fragrance. There's a lot of fragrance in a bunch of shampoos, which is why we specifically wanted to have a sensitive shampoo category.
Okay, so that's what's in the anti-dandruff shampoo.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, I don't have dandruff, but I do use an anti-dandruff shampoo and I love it.
Do what you love,
Preventative.
Kyra.
Yeah. What about these new shampoos that I've seen that look like bars of soap? What is that? Is that a trend? Is it going to stick around? Are they actually good?
Shampoo bars are definitely trending, and I understand the appeal. They're great for someone who's looking for an environmentally friendly option, but they are really effective. And we actually were able to find 3 shampoo bars that thoroughly cleanse hair and are even better than some gel and lotion type options.
So we should all be washing our hair with Irish Spring? Is that what I'm hearing?
That's what some listeners would think, but no. These are very specific for hair, right?
Yes, correct. The reason people like them is because they are environmentally conscious. And I think because they come in that bar format, you end up using less over time.
So is it essentially the same ingredients, but just in a different form?
Yes. And they contain waxes in order to hold their shape.
Got it.
And that wax doesn't get on your hair.
No.
This is a question I think probably that has a different answer for each one of us in this room. But I'm curious your thoughts, Amanda. How often should people be washing their hair?
You're not going to like this, but it definitely depends on your hair type and your lifestyle choices. If you're super active, if you use a lot of gels and pomades and mousses, you want to be shampooing at least twice a month. My dermatologist recommended twice a month to ensure that your scalp microbiome is staying healthy.
That's a lot less than I would imagine.
I was shocked too. But
can you imagine if you're like, you need to shower at least twice a month?
Oh, please. I shower morning and night.
I didn't realize that.
Well, I wash
for
my hair
everybody.
once a week because I have curly hair and I find that it gets frizzy and doesn't feel right if I wash it more than that.
Wait, so twice a month though? That's the general.
That is the bare minimum.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. How
So go
often
up
do
from
you
there.
wash your hair?
I wash my hair typically every 3 days.
Okay. I do once or twice a week, depending on how much I'm styling my hair with gels.
What about you, Rosie?
It's jazz, baby. I don't know. I wash it when it needs to be washed.
Here we go.
Okay, Amanda, let's switch gears here and do a fun little lightning round for some hyper-specific hair concerns. We're going to describe someone's situation, and we want you to give your best recommendation. First up, you have thin hair that's always flat.
Way Fine Hair Shampoo. That is my hair type to a T. I love this shampoo. Let me just say that. And it's funny because I didn't discover it until testing. So I am very pleased. The ingredients in that shampoo actually swell your hair, giving the appearance of fuller hair while also giving you that lightweight cleanse that makes your hair more voluminous.
I mean, your hair looks fab. So
Yeah, it really does.
This is
Thank
you're
you.
a walking
Shiny, it's
testament.
gorgeous.
Thank you.
Okay, super coily curly hair.
The Pattern Beauty Hydration Shampoo.
That's what I use.
Really?
Do you like it?
Yeah, I do. I really do. Frizz Bomb.
I would go with the L'Oreal Paris Elvive Hyaluron and Plump Hydrating Shampoo. It's going to give you a great cleanse, but it's also going to heal your hair by adding in back that moisture. A lot of times frizz can be a result, yes, of humidity and environmental factors, but also of damage, whether that's dryness, overheat styling, or just your wear and tear of, sleeping on a pillow that's not silk.
Are people still not sleeping on a silk pillowcase?
I sleep on a linen pillowcase.
No,
so
you do
yes, I am
not.
admitting it. I am admitting it.
Wow.
I know. We'll have to discuss this separately.
We need an intervention.
Off mic.
Okay, what if somebody has really long hair with loose curls?
I would go with the California Naturals Classic Clean because it provides a really good cleanse for medium and thick hair types. I would say if they have super fine hair, I would opt for the Way. But overall, generally, I would go with the Classic Clean.
Okay, so how about someone whose hair, their hair is now gray and it's gotten a little coarser?
I would also go with the L'Oreal Paris Elvive Hyaluron and Plump Hydrating Shampoo because it's going to add back in moisture. It cleanses well, but it doesn't strip the hair, which I think is super important with coarse hair types.
Okay, so what about chemically treated hair, especially if you want to preserve that color?
I think the California Naturals Classic Clean is a great option. We actually had numerous testers who had chemically dyed and treated hair, and they loved this shampoo because not only did it preserve their color, it is a color-safe shampoo, but it also brightened their highlights.
And all of the shampoos in your guide are technically color safe, correct?
Correct. We wanted to make sure they worked for everyone.
What if somebody shares shampoo with a partner and their kids, but they all have different hair types? Christine, is this you?
This is me. This was my question.
I would opt for the Vanna Cream shampoo. It's your classic shampoo. It's going to be non-irritating. It's fragrance and dye-free. It works across various hair types, and it's just a good standard cleanser.
I was so surprised that I did not know that Vanna Cream and CeraVe make hair care products.
Yes.
And I always think of them as skincare products.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
based on your guide, I did get the Vanna Cream and we've been using it. And it's a little early for me to say, but I've not been offended by it at all. I like it. I feel
good
like
to
I could be
know.
liking it. Yes.
Early signs are positive.
Early days, early days.
Okay. How about someone with major dandruff?
Head & Shoulders Classic Clean shampoo, which is specifically targeted for dandruff.
That is like the classic. That's just, you're going to find that anywhere, right?
Exactly.
What about someone, Amanda, with a super sensitive scalp?
The Vanna Cream shampoo.
Because it's so chill.
Yes, exactly.
And something I learned from you, Amanda, is that if you have eczema, you can also have eczema on your scalp. And I didn't really realize that. So that is also why I got the Vanna Cream.
People forget that the skin on your scalp is still skin.
Mhm.
They see hair and they're like, oh, I need to look for a shampoo that caters just specifically towards my hair. But if you don't have a healthy scalp, you're not going to have healthy hair.
Mhm. All right, last one. What if somebody has super oily hair?
I would go with the Necessaire Rosemary shampoo. It's an amazing cleanse. It has rosemary in it, which can be super helpful for balancing out the scalp. And overall, it does a good job of cleaning without stripping of all the oils.
We've made it to our final question. What's the last thing you bought that you really loved?
A bit underwhelming, but the last thing I bought was the Repel umbrella. And it actually saved me yesterday because I was not expecting rain.
Why is it a good umbrella?
Well, first, it is extremely sturdy. I've been a victim of walking across the street and my umbrella has flipped multiple times. And
Classic.
that embarrassment, I just will not do that anymore.
You're like, I don't care about being drenched. It's the humiliation.
Right? And then trying to fix it and you're like puddling with it's
So
a
it's good in
disaster.
wind. It'll
Great
work
in wind, super sturdy. I love the button that you just click and it essentially bounces open. It's a little scary, but could be a great for self-protection. You never know.
There we go.
Exactly.
Well, thank you so much, Amanda. Thank you for joining us and thank you for imparting all of this wisdom. It's really helpful.
Thank you all for having me.
Well, Amanda was a delight.
Can't wait to have her back on the show.
So much good information from that guide and so much that she was able to impart with us today. One of the things I'm taking away is so simple, but it's that you don't necessarily have to be paying more to get more when we're talking about shampoo.
Yeah, that's music to my ears.
Yeah. My takeaway is that I am not going to default anymore to buying the same shampoo and conditioner. I'm going to think a little bit more about what I'm trying to treat with the shampoo and what I'm trying to treat with the conditioner, and they don't need to be matching. I can go with different brands.
Yeah, that's a great one. I think my takeaway is definitely that sulfates are not the enemy anymore.
Yeah.
Technology has changed a bit. Now we have conditioning agents and they're not as concentrated anymore. So maybe a shampoo with sulfates might actually be better for a lot of people's hair. It's just good to know.
Yeah. I think not all of the picks that we have in our guide have sulfates in them, but some of them do.
Some of them do, yeah. And if you actually want to check out Amanda's Guide to Shampoo, any of our other coverage, including conditioners, check out our website, and we will link in our show notes as ever. Christine and Kyra, a threefer. This was a real treat. See you next week.
Bye. The Wirecutter Show is executive produced by Rosie Guerin and produced by Abigail Keel. Engineering support from Maddie Mazziello and Nick Pittman. Today's episode was mixed by Katherine Anderson. Original music by Dan Powell, Marian Lozano, Alicia Baitu, Katherine Anderson, Rowan Nimisto, and Diane Wong. Cliff Levy is Wirecutter's deputy publisher and general manager. Ben Fruman is Wirecutter's editor-in-chief. I'm Kyra Blackwell.
I'm Christine Cyr-Clisette.
And I'm Rosie Guerin.
Thanks for listening. Yeah, so you want a shampoo that makes you feel happy and healthy and like not too drying or whatever. I'm sorry.
No, I think you got it.
You got it.
Yeah. All right.
And another thing.
And another thing.
And another.